So this is my experience, a video diary of what it was like to do the 3-6-9 cleanse. So this cleanse is separated into 3 lots of 3 days, and you can see, like, upon waking you drink lemon water and then celery juice, and that happens on all 9 days. And then day 1, 2 and 3 you have breakfast, you have lunch, and then also you have dinner, which is quite good. But then you've got all of these things you need to cut out, which is generally dairy, eggs, seasonings, massively reduced fat, very, very lean meat, no caffeine, fermented food, vinegar, seafood, that kind of thing. So it, you know, there's a lot of things not to eat really, but it's the first 3 days are quite nice because you can actually eat meals.
I am feeling so exhausted that I'm lying in bed, and I've got a really bad headache, which I presume is from not drinking caffeine, and I feel just so tired, which I presume is based on me detoxifying and just all of that. So I'm just gonna rest for a bit.
So I've got a really horrible taste in my mouth. It feels really sticky and thick, and I kind of feel like this is a symptom of the cleanse. And I know that there's something about the tongue and then like film on the tongue as a result of like detoxifying. It's actually pretty disgusting. I'm finding it really hard to drink it. It's taken me ages, and I'm normally, if I had a joy juice, I would neck it in like a minute and love it, and this has taken already, it's been 5 minutes and I've still got half of it. So this is the morning of day 2, and I slept really, really well last night. I think probably because I have no caffeine in my system. But I do feel quite energized. I had a really, really hard day yesterday. I was just exhausted all day, pretty grumpy. I fell asleep. I just was really aware of how edgy I was, but I kind of know that that's to do with the cleanse. So yeah, I just went with it, and I was craving food all day. I was like, I want some mayonnaise, I want this, I want like loads of dressing on my food. I am feeling quite good today, but I've been having quite a few insights, especially into food, my relationship with food, and obviously that's going to come up as a result of not eating the food that I really love. You know, I had this really strong reaction last night to eating potatoes with just lemon juice on them. It was like a really severe inner drama of like, oh well, how could I possibly eat a potato that wasn't covered in some sort of thing with loads of salt, or really crispy and roasted, and like how disgusting it would be. And I thought that was really interesting. And I suppose what I'm realizing, because I'm carrying around like a bag of peas, or I'm eating lots of apples, and I'm really realizing how much processed food I eat. So even though it's like healthy crisps from the Whole Foods shop, it's organic, it's lots of bars, you know, like low sugar, all of that kind of stuff, it still is processed. Yeah, and I know what that does to your body, and I know that there's something about that that makes you crave more of it, especially really salty stuff. So yeah, I think there's I feel like there's this addiction I've got, which is really strong to certain kinds of flavors and certain kinds of foods. And now I'm just literally just eating like food with like potatoes, steamed potatoes, like lettuce, steamed courgette, things like that, and obviously the celery juice. But it's really different. It feels really different, and I'm like noticing that I'm starting to not crave things as a result, because I'm just not having that kind of food. I thought I'd be really hungry because I'm just eating like an apple or some peas or something like that, or a banana, yeah. And I was really worried about that, but actually I feel like I need less of that, and I eat it in a different way. So like, because I know that this is the only thing I'm going to eat, this one apple, this is my snack, right? And I haven't got that like, oh, I've got like an apple and I've got like a bag of crisps and I've got a biscuit and I've got whatever else it is that I've got in my bag that I know I can snack on, and I just kind of like snack like you know, graze basically. So I'm like, this is the apple I'm going to eat. So I eat it slowly and I chew every bit, and I'm noticing that I'm eating and chewing and sort of kind of, suppose, digesting in therefore my food in a different way. Eating food, I've had like a quinoa and salad for my lunch. I had porridge for breakfast, but I've just got this kind of urge to like go and eat loads of really, you know, hedonistic like sweets and crisps and just go bonkers. And I bought some chocolate in the shop earlier on as a present for someone else, and it was just like, you know, it's just like that thing of like that addictive thing of like, well, wanting to touch the thing that I want but not give myself it. And yeah, I'm just watching the drama inside myself. So yeah, I'm kind of feel a little bit more resourced because it's day 3, but also I am experiencing quite a lot of food drama, which is really interesting. But I did sleep remarkably well last night, which is, again, like 3 nights of really good sleep has given me a little bit more energy. And then 4, 5 and 6, you can see we've still got the lemon water, the celery, and then lunchtime is a little bit less food, and as is dinner time, it's very reduced grains and fats basically. So here I am on day 4. Here's my delicious celery juice that I'm going to drink. It's going down a lot better now. The first couple of days it really did not go down well at all. I actually woken up feeling like really good today. One of the reasons that I wanted to do this cleanse is because I've just had such low energy. I've had this like just this really low level, like, I mean, it kind of feels a bit like depression, but like inability to have that kind of spark of wanting to do something. So like getting on my yoga mat or going for a walk or doing any kind of like nourishing activity has been a real, like, felt like a real ask and like almost like a chore. Whereas this morning I'm getting up and I feel this like this different vibration, this kind of spark, this like, I'm like, oh yes, I'm gonna do yoga because I've got that tiny bit of energy that you need to like get on the mat, and it feels good and I'm like happy about it. And I was helping my daughter draw something this morning and it felt easy and I was focused and with her rather than really distracted and not being able to sort of focus. And so yeah, the focus thing is really big for me because I'm, you know, yeah, prone to getting distracted, and I can feel that coming back. The other thing I did last night was a liver pack, and that is a castor oil towel soaked in castor oil put on my liver with like a hot water bottle over it for about an hour. And I love doing liver packs. I did them throughout the winter and they felt great. They really changed, particularly how I slept. And I did big poos in the morning. But I just generally felt like there was this deep difference in me the next day. And I feel like that's partly what I did last night, was I really move the liver energy with the castor oil pack, why I'm feeling quite a lot better today. So I'm on day 5, so I'm over halfway through, which is great. I'm here in the morning with my lemon water, my 16 ounces of lemon water, which I'm finding really great actually. Drinking it twice a day is like amazing, and it makes me feel really good after I drink it. I drink it in the evening as well. And I had a really good day yesterday. I felt like full of energy. I did loads of gardening. I mowed and trimmed and dug and planted. I spent a couple of hours in the garden and then went for a swim, and I just had quite a lot of focus that I haven't had for ages. So I'm feeling really, really good. And I was really worried about not eating lots of food, you know, just eating lots of raw stuff like salad and steamed veg and stuff. And actually, I didn't feel that hungry at all day. I didn't need to snack. I was good just on like little amount of food. So yeah, that was really interesting. So anyway, so this is day 6. I've got my lemon water here, and I don't feel bad or tired or anything like that. I am just a bit bored, and I woke up feeling really hungry and like not wanting to have celery juice, and I feel a bit like, oh God, like I want to eat different food. So I'm feeling a bit kind of, oh God, I've got like 4 more days to go. And I mean, I feel good. I slept really well. I had loads of energy yesterday, and I was a bit kind of like, oh, I'm feeling great. I was a bit kind of like righteous smug, kind of on a cleanse. This is great, look at me. And now I'm a bit like, oh God, I'm a bit bored and I want this to be over. So it's kind of interesting. It's like this roller coaster. But yeah, so I'm kind of curious about how this day's going to go, because I feel like I'm going to, you know, just eating more apples for my snack, and all of that kind of stuff. It's like really boring. But anyway, it's an interesting thing, because, you know, a lot of the world eat very simply and don't have like loads of choice and don't have loads of snacks like we do. And this kind of, I feel like there's this tyranny of choice, which you know, you go to the supermarket and there's like, you want to buy tea and there's like 50 different types of tea, which one do you choose? Oh, you know, and it kind of ends up being a drama, or ends up being like, you know, you end up being really specific about everything. You want this really specific one, and that's the only one you like, and it ends up being a bit of a burden rather than a blessing, or it can be. Not that I don't really feel blessed to have all of that choice, but sometimes it can be a bit much, and simplifying is really good. But now that I am living in that simple way, I'm like craving something different. So I think that's really interesting. Anyway, we'll see how today goes. So I've had a funny metallic taste in my mouth all day. I'm on day 6. And I've been feeling just a bit like dreamy. Also, my poo was pretty runny, and was kind of really dark, kind of almost black, which it never is. And I'm sort of presuming that's because I'm cleansing, I'm releasing toxins. And then the last 3 days, 7, 8 and 9, there's you drinking much more celery juice, much more liquids, in order to get the body to really like detox and flush out the system. And then day 9, you literally only drink fluids. So day 7, and yeah, I did another liver pack last night, so I slept really well and I feel pretty good. I've still got black poo, but today, so the last 3 days of this cleanse are, I drink celery juice, 16 fluid ounces of celery juice twice a day, and yeah, it's quite feels like that it's the time where like to flush out all the toxins. And then especially like day 9 is the day which is like, there's like no food and just sort of liquids like smoothies and lots and lots of water and lots of celery juice on the last day to just really get everything out of the system. So, but I'm building up to that, to day 9 for the next 2 days. So yeah, I'm little bit, again, I've got this kind of like, oh my God, am I going to be, I mean, I am eating food. We're going to be eating sweet potatoes and things like that this evening, which is quite exciting. But, and I'm going to go for quite a long walk, but so we'll see what my energy levels are like. But it's exciting because I'm like almost at the end and I'm starting to get that kind of like, oh, what am I going to eat? Ooh, you know, that kind of thing. But also wanting to keep a level of this sort of food intake, especially the kind of not processed world. So this is day 8. I've got my celery juice. I'm feeling pretty good. I had to wake up and do about 5 wheeze last night, which I think is pretty interesting, seeing as like days 7, 8 and 9 are kind of like really releasing the toxins, and there's a lot of liquid, 2 lots of celery juice, etc. So yeah, I'm really noticed my focus is really improved. You know, I woke up and I actually polyfilled some holes in my walls, which I would never normally do. But yeah, so I'm feeling really good. I've lost about 2.5 kilograms. I'm not sure whether I'll just put that straight back on, I don't know, but I think I can feel, yeah, I feel like I've lost a little bit of weight. I'll check in again after day 9, but yeah, feeling pretty good. A bit bored with this, but also enjoying feeling clear and healthy. So I'm on the last day of the cleanse and with my son Thomas. It's early in the morning and I feel pretty good. Today is day 9 and I've literally got to drink 2 celery juices, 2 apple and cucumber juices, and then as much smoothie as I want. I've got to keep them individually into single doses of either melon or papaya or some orange juice. So I'm basically consuming a huge amount of liquid in order to kind of flush everything out. So yeah, I'll see how I feel at the end of the day, but I'm pretty excited that I've made it this far. I feel really good. I've got, you know, gone through quite a lot of different especially my relationship with food and processed food, and like how I am addicted to food, and this has kind of been feels like it's been a real reset. So let's see how it goes. So this is the day after I finished. I feel really good. I am well slept. It was actually really hard yesterday just to have like only liquid, and I didn't feel that great, but I presume that's just because there was a lot of toxins being flushed from my system. Had a little bit of diarrhea and felt quite tired. I fell asleep in the afternoon, but I've woken up feeling really good today. I just feel really grateful that I saw it through, that I did 9 days. It feels really good to complete something like this because it's not been easy. It's brought me up against quite a few of my obstacles, like my addiction to certain kinds of food, like food drama. You know, as someone who suffered from eating disorders when I was a teenager, it's quite hard to do anything where I have to reduce the amount of food intake I have, because I have to really trust myself that I don't go back into that place of obsession and all of that kind of stuff. But it's been a really long time, so actually it didn't come up at all. I've lost 1/2 stone, 3.5 kilograms, which I feel great about, and it's just a nice amount of weight to lose, and I feel good. You know, today I had like a salad for my lunch. I didn't want to have anything with it really. I didn't want to have a piece of toast or anything with it, so I feel like something has shifted in the way that my relationship with food and how I eat and what I want to eat. So hopefully that will continue, we'll see. But generally, I'd say I feel good. My focus is really strong, which was why I did the cleanse in the first place. And I would recommend this to people. Like, I think it's quite easy because you don't have to... I wasn't hungry at all because every time I was hungry, I like ate an apple. So for that reason, it feels good. And it does actually feel like it's improved massively my focus. Like, I feel really like different, and I've rested my liver. I have, so I do feel there's been a big shift in my body's energy. So yeah, big up for the medical medium cleanse.